Hey guys, Zehnder here. Thanks again for tuning into my YouTube channel. In this video, what I wanted to talk about is what is the resistance that you start to encounter when you start to change yourself internally, when you start to change and modify these deeply rooted beliefs which have been with you since birth. What type of resistance comes up? And there's several types of resistance which come up when you start to change. First, I'll talk about the internal resistance. So, our minds are very interesting. It's almost like the ego, aka some would call the dictator of our bodies and our conscious minds, telling us what we are and what we are not. And a lot of that comes from the deeply rooted stories which we use to describe ourselves. They've been reinforced and built over the years. And the stronger they are, the more it's been reinforced. Let's say for 10 years, you haven't dated anybody. That is going to be a very strongly, deeply rooted belief that you're not good enough, or whatever it might be. You would have to go down to figure that out. And any step you try to take to escape that, you are going to be greeted with resistance. When you try to tell yourself, I am good enough, there is someone out there for me, your inner voice will come in and say, no, you're not. And I'm sure you've all felt this before when you've started to try to change in a certain way. And one way you can kind of deal with that, which helps, is I've spoken of hypnosis before. That is going to help start to deconstruct some of the harmful beliefs which are preventing you from becoming a certain way. That's a good place to start. It'll give you a bit of momentum, and on top of that, you can start to take action. And once you take action, you're just going to further reinforce and solidify the new belief, discrediting the old one and creating a new story for yourself. So that's one way you can overcome that one. Another one which I'll share is an external form of resistance. So when you start to change and you start to grow into the real you, you may have friends which don't understand. They almost don't want you to grow. You may get that feeling. And the reason is they're worried about losing you as a friend. So often they'll try to take steps to discourage you, quote unquote, snap you back into reality. Don't get mad at that. They mean well. They love you. I don't recommend you drop all negative people in your life, because that could be your whole family for all I know. I recommend knowing how to handle them, understanding where their intentions coming from, not judging it, but still doing your thing and progressing. You're on your own journey. If it gets to the point where they're aggressively trying to sabotage you, then yes, drop them out of your life. However, you don't necessarily have to get rid of every negative person in your life. Just understand how to deal with them and understand your standards on what's okay and what's not. If it starts to become a problem where you're regressing, then distance yourself from that person. It's that simple. So those are really two forms of resistance. Going back to the internal resistance, it's very, very interesting when we start to change into our true selves. It's almost like the mind has an antivirus program against change. Anytime you try to change, some event might seem to happen in your life which seems like it's sabotaging it. And that's also because our addiction to comfort, our addiction to the status quo as human beings. We're all trying to run away from pain and run towards comfort. It's programmed into our DNAs. That's okay. You just have to understand. Don't fall for it. Sink into the new belief that discomfort is a good thing. If you are not experiencing discomfort, you're probably not growing as fast as you possibly can. If you're constantly comfortable, then make sure you're happy with the life you have, because you're probably not going to take the steps to change. So just some insights I wanted to share with you guys today. Take it to heart. Deal with these types of resistance. Understand what they are. Don't even view it as something you have to deal with. Just view it as something that exists. Don't judge it. Don't attach any meaning to it. Just recognize it when it comes up. Let it go. That's all. Continue the journey. And that's a way you guys can handle these forms of resistance. I hope you got value out of this video. If you did, you might want to check out my book, Mind Manifestation, now available in the Amazon Kindle store. I'll include a link below this video. And stay tuned for more great content. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Share with your friends. Anybody that you feel needs to hear this right now, please share. And you're paying it forward to a friend of yours. Corey Zehnder here checking out. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.